Hey guys, Sam from Overland Rough Racks, and today we're going to be walking through our shakedown video of our new kitchen. And one of the reasons why I put the kitchen together was I really wanted to take a look at what was out there, what I needed, because I start cooking for everybody, and I naturally and inherently do that at home. And we have a big family, so we always cooked for a lot of people, and it just transitioned over to the camp scene. And I want to see what's out there, what's available. And what I found out was it just wasn't to my liking. I couldn't cook out here like I did at home. I couldn't use the same pots or pans. I'm used to cooking big meals for only a few people. That's because we always have an overabundance of food, but somehow by the end, when everybody leaves, it's eaten. That's just how our family works. And I couldn't do that with some of the camp kitchens that were available, the pot sizes that are available. And mind you, we're an overland company that builds rigs for full-size trucks. We have room, we have capability. And what I wanted to make certain of, that if I were to cook with something, I didn't have the pots that you pull out 15 pots, you end up with a teacup in the end, and that's your gravy deal, and you put it on a little burner. That's not what we do here. We're just a little bit different. We're not hikers. We're definitely campers. And give me a fire road and a lake and a river and a big pot and a pan and a stove like this, and I'm in heaven for a few days. And that's what I wanted to really talk about. So we're going to be talking about that today. This is kind of just an intro video to this. In the next clip, I'm going to be just talking about all the different usages, the burners, the type of fuel that we can use, and just some of the cool aspects of what we built here. So stay tuned for that. That's going to be next, and can't wait to show it to you. Thanks, guys. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of What's He Up To Now. And what I'm up to now is our new camp kitchen. We're going to walk through some of the key features of this camp kitchen, how it became what it is, why I made it the way we made it. And as I said in our transition or our kickoff video, expect pretty real, straightforward, couple of mistakes here and there. We don't want to do too many takes. We just want to show you what we got, have fun with it, and just hopefully make a bunch of cool videos. And we can show you what we're doing, how we use things, and how we use our products on our rig. So with that being said, I'm going to pull out the camp kitchen. So I've got dual slides here. I guess I'm going to talk about the big feature of this thing. One of the things that we always struggle with when I was looking at camp kitchens was getting past the tailgates. And mind you, I'm making things for full-size trucks. Full-size trucks are our gig. I'm sticking with them. That's what we do. If we transition to other things, it's actually our products working with other components like a van. We're talking to some van people about using the kitchen with them as well. But mine was get past the bed was the key. So the key feature of that was getting this thing to pop out in whole. I put a grab handle here from Agency 6 just to pull it out. Now we're past the bed, or the tailgate. So that's what we're looking for. We want to be past the tailgate so we can actually start cooking, prepping, doing the things that we're doing. So when I push that back in here, what I've done was I've created kind of a L-shaped prepping area. I put a bamboo surface on here, all food grade stains on here. I wanted it dark versus the bamboo look. I wanted it rustic looking. We've got some cool things on here. We've got little octagon cutouts for our seasoning, spices. We got the same over here for our cups. We put our logo in here, made in the USA. So that's for starter. That's our foundation. So we, continues with our prep area. Got some cool brackets to show you. Multiple methods of connection to the burners. But again, let's pull this out. Unlock it. Use the handle. Again, Agency 6 grab handles with our logos on it. Past the tailgate. So now we've created the first part of our L here. And so now I have stackable and prep area. And the cool thing now is that click, pull all the way out 52 inches, no legs, because it's bolted down to the bed. We're going to be talking about a plate that we're making that you bolt down to the bed. It's got a balance plate in front. It's got some studs on it. You lock the entire kitchen down on these plates, and that way you don't have to have any legs. And I'll put out a video or just a quick little Instagram, and I stood on the end of this and it held me up. So I put it any question. So the question is, it's strong, it holds up, and for cooking, it's pretty darn good. So we're doing that. So that being said, this is the kind of the foundation of what we're doing with our camp kitchen. We have an extrusion piece here that's for prepping and cleaning all in one. So we've got these cool swivel hinges here, and you open it up. And what I do for the prepping, you tighten it here and tighten it here and get an angle so when you're prepping your food. And I found this through a company called Tidy Boards, and I saw it's for home use, and I said we work great. And the initial thought was to put them in here, and I still might, and you just router this out and you drop these in here and you prep and you slide your vegetables or fruits, whatever you're cooking. But that took away from the prep area, so I said, well, how do I make something that's useful that I can kind of put together, transition? So I found this cool, they've got the 80-20 extrusion with these cool swivel hinges. Well, drop in place, and now my colanders are up there, and I used it on an episode last night where I cooked steak, and I was chopping up the mint and the basil, and I took it and I put it in there, and I waited for when I needed to put on the steak. I had some onions and things like that. I had it in there. Also, this now is a wash basin, which I also use for prepping as well. Drops in here, kind of snaps in place, and what that was, I had lettuce and cheese in there, a few other things for I was cooking. So the idea is that you've got prep area for cutting here, walnut cutting boards, hardwood. This is also hardwood, custom made, book match. So 90 inches, we cut it and we make this piece from this piece so it all matches down the line. So you have all this prep area here. You got your bamboo here, hardwood, walnut, prepping here. So you got a ton of room to really get things done. That's really what I like, because when I'm cooking, pans are flying. So we put pots and pans up here. Got some cast iron that I put up here that I use a lot. So when I need multiple pans, I put it here. Wait till you see the burners. I get to show you how the wok works on here. So you're really just setting up what you're doing prior with the things you might need around here. Cook, prep, get it on here, move it here, and you can actually cook with it. So extremely functional. The key and what's fun about this is that I've got this surface area here. I've got a cover plate in here, and we're going to think of some cool screws to put in here. We've got some cap screws that we use here now. It's a cover plate. Pull that off, and we'll set that aside for now. I'm going to put this on in a minute. But the key, and that changed this whole deal for us here, were the burners. I saw these a while back, and I never went to them because I couldn't find these burners like I wanted them to. A friend of mine surprised me, had some tenacity to keep searching for the correct burner for me. He knew how bad I wanted this, because what I had before, the camp kitchen that I had in here was for an RV, and it was for the small pots. And I spoke about that in the last video, where you've got small pots, you can't cook a whole lot. I cook for a lot of people when I'm out, so I need bigger pots, I need full size. So I needed a burner that could handle it, and also that could handle the pot size. So removable burners, 9,800 BTUs, drop into place here. And this one goes like that and goes here. So you can have full size pots on here. If you have a griddle, push it together, and now you have even cooking surface. I just cooked pancakes at an event the other day. It worked out great, and I had full burner, and I can heat this up. You know, control it really is what I like to control that heat. Get it up hot and then turn down low. Control that heat. Get it even on the cast iron. You have even heat all the time. So that's a full size griddle. That's cast iron that works on here. So that's the first part. I'm going to pull these out. And now the fun part. This accepts the high pressure butane, low pressure butane, and also the high pressure propane. And we're working on a Y connector that you can go to a 5 or 15 pound into a Y connector, hook directly to this with a propane connector, put it on the clips, and then now you have a larger source. But you can still, I cooked with 3/4 of one of these for about 2 hours, and it really worked out well because I controlled the heat. I flipped it up when I had it on the wok, made fried rice, but prior to that I was making pancakes. I just controlled the heat. So that's our burning sources. So in order to accommodate that, we've come up with these cool brackets, and you've got to put the piece together kind of systemically. And the reason why I said that, when we build stuff cool, but most importantly, we build it with purpose. And when we're done, it looks like it was meant to be, and that's what we like doing. So I'm gonna get my rag here. Where's my, oh, it's right here. I was bugging me to wipe this off prior to our episode, and I got some water there I want to clean off. So this is all 14 gauge steel. It's powder coated. Grease got all over this thing. I wiped it down. It was good to go. Oil on here, and I put probably I'm gonna do it every month, continue to put oil on here. So it's super easy to clean. Anything gets down below, you can wipe it out. Again, it's powder coated. I ceramic coat everything. I like that coating on it, protects it, it deepens the color, but it protects it, it makes it easy to clean. So back to the mechanism of hooking these together. Being that you have 3 methods to attach to this thing, you gotta be able to somehow house them. So what we've come up with this mounting system. Clicks in place. Clicks in place. And we also are making one here. This one's a little tight. Powder coating was tight there. We're making one for the butane, the high pressure butane as well. So in an effort to keep things clean and purposeful, again, we like to build with purpose. You drop these in here, locks into place, drop that in place. And what you now do is you take this here and you feed this through this hole here. And that's gonna lead to something. So you feed that through, pull it through, you get that lined up, lock it in place, just have that hanging there. And then I'm gonna use the propane on this one. And again, you can control your heat by this here, this valve. And this is what's cool about it. You always can reach your valves because it's right here on the left here or to your right. Feed this cable through like that. Lock that in place. Make sure that's tight. Always make sure these are tight so they don't leak. So you've got this now. And here's where the burner kicks in. And so if you had the high pressure butane one, you would use this one as well. So we're not going to use that one today. So you take this now and it's got these quick connects. So the quick connect goes on here, you pop it in place. There's a little screw here. And you always want to do this where you're doing high pressure or low pressure. So you got a good seal on there. Drop it back into place right here. Feed that underneath here. You take your other burner, lock it in place. There we go. That's locked in place and that's secure. I drop it in place here. So now, there we go. So I have my split burners here. I got them set in there. And now for the WinGuard, 14 gauge steel, heavy duty. It's not bending and what have you. We like things strong. Again, 14 gauge steel we use for everything. So here's where the purpose built comes into play. So we're gonna open this up here. It's a little heavy, but we like that. So go in here, like a traditional sense, you lock them in place here like that. That there. Now we're locked in the front. And we're just gonna push these all into place. And it's a little bit of a task sometimes to get them all lining up in one place, which we're doing here like that, lock it down. This one locked down, can't see there. Oh, and there we go. Now it's locked in place. So now it's fully locked in place, it's sturdy, it's strong, but check this out. Down here, you have the hoses hidden in here. You can't get snagged up on them. Kids can't pull on them. You can get them tight in here, and so just looks really clean. So when you're cooking, nothing's hanging down. I have some big hole down here that you can kind of adjust the hoses. If anything gets trapped underneath here, you can wipe it out and everything falls out and about, and you can clean that easily. And that's kind of how the burner's set up with this thing. And what's interesting here, guys, is watch this. This is the cool thing. Look at that. You can control the heat down low like that, or you can have it up high like that for a wok, which I was cooking. That's power, guys. I'm telling you, it's absolutely sick way as a cook. You love to have the flexibility of having that type of heat. And again, if you're cooking with a full-size pan like this, here, turn in the cutout here, have your handle, and I still have room for my wok. I can now cook with the wok balanced out. There we go. And now I can cook with both full-size pans on there. That's what I was looking for. I was excited to have this happen. Control the heat, portable. So I pull those off here. I'll set these up here for now. We'll talk about other parts of it. So being that we've had this flexibility here, it's not just for burners. You can actually, with that cover plate, you can keep that on. If you have your existing camp stove that you have an investment in, you could actually use that here and still use the burners. Click on your 1 pound here, put the cable over and still use your camp kitchen, you can do a barbecue on here as well. Otzi makes them, James Baroud makes them. They have a little mat you can put on there. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have a drip pan in the hole here and have a pad that's cut out. You can put your barbecue on there and you have a drip pan, all the grease would go in the hole there. And then you pull out the drip pan, clean it. And again, you can wash all this off. And again, you have all the area that you've prepped, because a lot of times you prep for the cooking here and then the barbecue goes, then you have to take the stuff over there to the barbecue. You got a plate and you got your towel, you got your brush and you got the barbecue sauce and your onions and all this stuff that you have to transition over. Keep it all here, remove the burners, put on your kitchen stove or your barbecue and do what you got to do. So that's what's fun about that. Cutting boards, hardwood. It's gonna be hard to pull out, but right now, because I have this removable now so it can be cleaned, and we're thinking of a quick connect way to put this in, is that you want to be able to take this off and clean it. And again, this whole top actually just unscrews off and you can lift the entire top off. So if you had to take this out, clean the pan, if something gets in there, we're actually putting a ring around here, a gutter here for food and what have you, so it doesn't go down in there. But in the event that it does, you're now able to go back, take the top off, do your spring cleaning, so to speak. If there's any grease or things that gets in there, wipe it all off clean. It's powder coating. And I probably spend 3 times the amount on powder coating than most manufacturers. There's something called BKO8. It's a standard matte finish. Everybody uses it, catches fingerprints. I hate it. It just made it look ugly. So we use the best of the best. We've got a special blend now that we're working with Prismatic with. And we're using it. It's deep black. It's got a little sheen to it. It's not too, too crazy, but it just looks really rich and it works really well. It goes on thick, stays on thick, super durable, able to accept the wiping down that it's taken on, so we'll ceramic coat it as well. Then you can clean this thing off and it looks really well. So that's that part of it here. Going back to this transition of the L shape. So I'm working with the manufacturer now with these bamboo surfaces here, and we're going to do them for full-size trucks. It's a little lighter than the food grade plastics. We're going to have our logo on here. We have cutouts for cups, seasoning and what have you. And again, what this does for us is just gives us a complete pivot area that we can work off of and cook for our family and our friends or an event. And when I go out to overland shows or any type of show, even meetups, I'm out there, I just like cooking. It's something I just like to do. That's my part, giving back to the community. It attracts people over. People love to see and learn the ideas of what you're doing for cooking, because if you're a family, it's not just barbecuing, and that gets a little old. So, the wife wants to cook, the husband wants to cook, the kids want to cook. This is a safe way, a convenient way, a simple way, once it's set up, a very simple way for everybody to jump in and cook. So that's what we're after. I think we accomplished it. We've got these cool burners here. I have a separate one that I'll keep up here that I'll keep in a cast iron. So when you're cooking breakfast, sausage, bacon, eggs, throw them in there, put on the griddle, and then cook your pancakes. And then meanwhile, this is staying warm, just on low heat from another burner. And now you can serve a hot meal all the way through and not have partial of it hot and some of it cold. So that's what we're looking at doing. This is our camp kitchen. We've got one last revision that we're making. We did our final test. A couple little bolt holes have to shift and things like that. We're gonna probably lower it just a smidge, but it's almost ready. So about 3 to 4 weeks, this is gonna be out. So I wanted to put an episode out here that's just talking about the camp kitchen. Hopefully you guys like it. It's gonna be a hit. And it's funny, I've been talking to a friend of mine and I said, I gotta go focus everybody. We still sell racks for full-size trucks. And not to take away from this or that, we want to offer a solution for full-size trucks, overlanding, not rock crawling, but getting out there with your family, cooking, enjoying, having your tent out, having your awning out, just have everything at your fingertips and just be comfortable. And you don't have to rough it just because you're out in the desert or you're in the woods somewhere or by a lake or a river. You can bring the comforts of home out with you, compact, drive it in. And again, this thing pops down all nice in a packet, drives back in. You can stack stuff on top of it like I do. Everything has a place for it. I have everything in bags. Got all my utensils here that I cook with here. This is a Radius Outfitters bag, Step 22. This is a great bag for this. I carry 2 burners in here and all the attachments here for the burners, and I'll have a separate one. Again, if I have a separate burner out here, I want to keep things warm. But that's some of the convenience that we're talking about when you have a camp kitchen like this. Bring everything in a bag, locked up. Everything has its place. Put it back in a way, shut this down, close it for the night, and you're good to go. If you wanted to pull it halfway out as well, and we're seeing that too, if you want a quick meal, so what you would do, you would click that in, you'd slide that back just like that, and now you could cook right here still and still have a cool prep area here without having to pull it all the way out, because sometimes you're on a 6-hour, 10-hour, 12, 13-hour journey. You want to cook a hot meal, but you don't want to pull everything out, pull it halfway out. You still got prep area, you got prep area here, and you got your burners, and you can still do what you got to do. So hopefully you guys enjoy this kitchen episode here on What's He Up To Now. I think it's going to be a hit for us. I can't wait to really get it out and go through some more testing. And moreover, I really want to get it out to people's hands so they can enjoy it as well with their family. So thanks a lot, guys. Look for more of this to come out soon and some more reiterations of it. We're going to add some stuff to it later. Thanks, guys.